Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Fri. Brian, my brother, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. So you were in the BAFTA tank last week.
I was.
Getting better. Glad to
I
see you
was.
on the other side of the
Sorry for all you guys that missed me out there. I was not feeling too good last week.
yeah, man. You know, you're like, I don't feel good. I'm like, dude, it's no problem, man. So I have to say Rogue One is my second favorite Star Wars movie.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to give it that high of praise, but it's pretty damn good.
I've only seen it once before, and I really liked it, and I just never got a chance. Like I would see snippets on cable or whatever.
You know, it's every TNT Saturday, yes, or TBS.
Yeah, so I always,
TBS?
I'm not going to just hop in. I want to. It's a great
Right.
movie. I want to watch it from. And I have to say, man, there was issues in there originally with the, and then Gareth Edwards directed. What, dude? I love that movie, and it's. You knew that like the people at Disney were like, why did you kill them?
Right.
Like, dude, you had your new trilogy characters right there.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, whatever. Like, they could have split off and done something totally different. But, whoever, they should probably hire that writer again to,
I think it's fair. I mean, you obviously lop in the Andor side of things where we go back a little bit, so that's cool. But I mean, not everybody, like I hear you with the trilogy thing, but not everybody needs. Sometimes good characters die. Like
that's what probably made the movie even better,
right?
Because you can't get another one.
And to me, that's.
I understand the decision, but at the same time, I'm like, because the sequel trilogy was just, got a boyish.
Yeah.
So it was nice that we got this, fresh. We didn't know who any of these people were.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah. To me, it's great.
Yeah.
And then we get the backstory afterwards, so that's cool.
That's how you make a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't need to keep pulling off the Skywalker tree.
Yeah. Even though it's a straight up, I don't think there's any twigs coming off of that.
No, there will be. We'll find out. There will be. Luke had a kid somewhere.
Back, with another trilogy with Rey, and they're talking to what's his name, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, you just watch. It'll be Luke had a kid somehow. Leia had another kid.
After will be around somewhere.
Yeah, I'm good. Emperor will be back again. Like it's gonna happen.
Oh, for sure. But what a great cast.
Pretty good cast.
I mean, the casting on this was phenomenal. And we got to see an at. But yeah, okay, so first Star Wars movie without a crawl.
There was no crawl, was there?
Nope. It just says in galaxy far, far away.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that. Huh.
And I like the way that they interwove, eventually as we'll get to it, they're interweaving the story leading up to episode 4, which
Correct.
was the first one, A New Hope. But so a starship flies through the planet's rings. I thought that was pretty interesting.
A lot of my only one complaint is there is a lot of planet hopping that makes it a little bit confusing for somebody that's watching. It's like, am I supposed to know what planet this is? Am I supposed to know more?
Yeah. Like normally I wouldn't underline, but I had to underline what planets they were from because they kept on hopping around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In all caps, I have planet hopping is a lot.
Yeah. And they just should have condensed, 2 of the planets into one.
Sure. I agree. That was a little bit of a complaint on my end.
Or a moon of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the starship flies through the planet rings, flies over, and a 10-year-old girl is running back home. At least that's what you think. Girl hugs dad, and that's Galen. Dude.
How good is Mads?
Dude, Mads Mikkelsen is amazing.
He's so good in everything. He's so underrated.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you watched Hannibal.
Religiously.
Oh God, he's so good. Even the Indiana Jones movie, he was the new movie.
He's always good, no matter what surrounds his part's always good. You know, he comes to the show.
I agree.
You know, and he's very deliberate. You know, with his
tones, his intent. I agree. And I absolutely adore him.
That he did where he's captured. He's like on this mountainside.
I don't think so.
It's like some kind of like Viking times or whatever.
I'm actually looking up Mads right now.
Amazing, dude. You have to watch that. He does. I think he says like 16 words the entire film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking back at it like, not that the Harry Potter movies are. I like the Harry Potter movies, but I'm not like obsessed with them. He was fine as he was fine in that movie. Rogue One. I mean, Hannibal. I forgot he was in Doctor Strange. I should have remembered that. But yeah, he's done a lot of stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of wasted him in Doctor Strange, personally.
Well, they absolutely wasted him in Doctor Strange, but Marvel hasn't made a good movie in a long time, so.
Yeah. So yeah, so the girl hugs the dad, says, "Love you, Papa," and Galen walks out. The dad walks out to meet the ship that has landed on their property. The mom gives the little girl a necklace saying, "Trust the Force." The girl runs off. Landing party basically comes to the house. Now, here's the thing. With the mom, am I the only person who, like, she's in Jedi garb?
She was for sure in lighter colors, yes, if I remember correctly. Was it color? You're talking like
she had like Obi-Wan, like what Obi-Wan wore.
Yeah, maybe that's just what they wear in space. I don't know.
Yeah, is that space fashion or?
I think it's space fashion. Yes.
Nice. The special guard explores and says, "Oh, look, Lyra is back from the dead." And that's what's his name? Kieran. The names I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was Krennic.
Krennic, yes, you're right.
So obviously there's a history behind him, and you know this guy takes off to go live on a farm when he was this like highfalutin engineer. Now we know that the lady was supposedly dead and has a child. Now she's supposedly dead because she had a child and was an ex-Jedi, but she still had a weak death. But anyway, spoilers. She pulls out a blaster, basically. Like that's one of the only things that really didn't make sense to me. Like her death was pretty much deliberate.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
You know, that was almost too easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, she would go with their daughter, I would imagine.
That's the thing that I didn't quite understand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she pulls a blaster and seemingly dressed as a Jedi. They shoot her down, and she fires, wounding Krennic in the shoulder. And the girl, you know, basically runs away after witnessing, you know, her mother's murder. So they Bruce Wayne'd her.
He did persuade her. They did. That's good.
The kid's lantern is dying, and then basically the hatch opens, and it's
Forrest Whitaker.
Saul Guerrero. Yeah. Hey, come on up.
He was pretty good in this.
Good in what he does.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. If you haven't watched the was it The King of Harlem?
Wow,
dude.
King of Harlem? I don't know if
Godfather of Harlem, The King of Harlem, something like that.
I can't think of the one where he was like the president. The Last King of Scotland. I've seen that one. That one's very good.
That's good too. Yeah.
Godfather of Harlem. No, I have not.
So they cut to a young woman in a holding cell with an alien, and you're assuming that that's the little girl, you know. But what's it so they're at the trading post at the Ring of Kafrine, which is in a meteor belt, and that's where we meet what's his name? I'm bad with the character.
Cassian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cassian, right?
Yeah. Cassian. And his accent helped a lot.
Good. Yeah, Cassian Andor, you knew that. There's a whole show about
him. Yeah. But okay, so runs into another rebel and tells of a tells a story about an incredible weapon, and then tells him that's what the Kyber crystals are being used for. So yeah, that I think that was a new addition, wasn't it? The Kyber crystal connection to the Death Star.
I think so. I don't remember any crystal talk before that.
Yeah, because that's what lightsabers are. So that anyway. A planet killer is the weapon. He warns of spies are everywhere. Confronted by stormtroopers, he is quietly killed for being the informant. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Then we go to Planet Judea.
Boo, 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 boo.
Planet number 749.
There's no Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto for all the planets we visit, and
so a band of misfits in the desert. Obviously, at least one is a prisoner. And that was really cool. That big Jedi statue that was like falling down, bleeding in the sand. So
I think they're doing a show about old Jedi from what I read or heard. I don't know if that's officially true or not, but I'm all in for that kind of stuff.
Oh,
you want to go tell some old stories? Let's go do that.
Like Knights of the New Republic or whatever. Like go
right, like let's go all the way back. I don't necessarily want the start right away, but I'd love like a good mid-century Jedi kind of thing. And then if you want to go back and tell that story, that's fine. But give me something to like see if I like it first, and then go from there.
Yeah, because I mean that's what I don't understand. That's what they could have done.
That's what they should have done. Yeah.
You know, the games were huge. You know.
Right.
But hey, then we go to planet 7,350 at Wobani. Imperial labor camp type Jin and company are in a transport as the rebel ships and they break them out. Sorry, I didn't know, my writing's bad. Jin runs out of the door and is grabbed by a big ass droid, which is K2. And before he just slams her ass to the ground, dude, I love that droid, man. K2.
That was fun.
Blunt force trauma. I mean, he's just like wham. You know,
I love
he
that.
doesn't take any of it. But okay, let's see. You froze up a little.
I'm back.
So yeah, he just uses blunt force trauma, man. That droid will fuck you up.
100%, yes.
And he's moody, but not like C-3PO moody.
It's fun. I really enjoyed like a new character who had like a little bit of fun and a little bit of like pushback. Like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't over the top. It felt right. It felt like how that droid would have acted. And I was into that.
Yeah, they weren't playing to the lens.
Right.
Yeah. But then it says, "Congratulations, you are being rescued."
That's great.
Then we go to planet 7,351. Yavin 4. Rebel Alliance headquarters. Okay. So Jyn Erso. Situation room. Jyn Erso is being questioned by daughter of and basically they say, "Oh, you're the daughter of Galen Erso." The rebels know who she is, and as well as her father. So it was interesting because I originally thought when they were doing that she was rebel to begin with anyway.
Right.
So when they came together, it was kind of interesting. And I have to say about this movie, you know why I really like this movie? Because it's a good World War II movie.
Yeah, it kind of is.
You know, it's a good, you know.
We're fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I agree.
But so 15 years ago was the last time that she's seen her father. And then she tells them Sal raised her and does not know where Sal is either, which is, you know. But yeah, K2SO. Dude, I love that. Is the droid. Anyway, Jin learns that her father is front and center of building the development of this planet-killing weapon. Cool new ships that we haven't seen, like the one that had that was this in the front. Wow. That was a really good.
As a ship dork, I'm always in the new ships. So
yeah, man, totally. Let's see. Oh, and then K2 goes, "Oh, she's got a blaster and I don't." And
that was a fun back and forth.
And then said, "Trust goes both ways." Okay, they fly off planet. Saul Guevara questions their prisoner. A great shot of there's a great shot with the it's being lit as they go by the shadow of the Death Star leaving orbit.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. And then Grand Moff Tarkin.
How do we feel about this?
A constructed character. Thoughts?
I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, you go ahead first.
Here's how I feel about it. He wasn't necessarily needed. I mean, it was convenient because it's the Death Star. But they could have just used Vader. You know, but you know, they waited for, but you know, is fan service. You know, they're using the technology, and that's basically what made them able.
How do you think he looked?
Here, okay. So from a story point, that was my explanation. From a visual standing point, it took me out of the movie.
Yeah,
you know, you didn't need that. Could have been done over a comm. You know what I mean? Or a hologram. Totally would have bought it as a hologram. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. And that was the only thing that, like, listen, I get it. I'm actually looking him up. What the hell is this guy's real name? Okay, so this guy died in 1994. Yeah. Okay. This movie came out in what, 2017, 2015, somewhere in that range. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. At the same time, though, I'm like, kind of, it did take me out of it a bit. Like, yeah. Looking at him, I didn't. So it's Peter Cushing in his name. Did you know he played Doctor Who?
Well, it's the American Doctor Who. It's, you know, it's DR period Who. Or
okay. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about the show.
It's the U.S. tried to do a version, low budget version of it, you know, way back in the day. It's not bad, but it's not canon to Doctor Who.
And then they used an actual Englishman to be Doctor Who, so that would check out.
Yeah.
We do everything so.
Yeah, I'm interested in some timey-wimey holiday specials coming up.
Oh man.
With Tennant and is back with Kate.
I can't see. I have to watch that show. I think I'd probably enjoy it.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so flashback of Galen and Jin as a kid, as her hideout, and her parents split. They land on a desert planet, so she's getting all these like flashes of what's going on in between the, the death of her mom and her growing up on the planet with her family. And a fort in the middle. I thought it was a fort in the middle of nowhere when the ship came down.
I'm trying to remember that scene, and I'm struggling
but
to remember
it's a
it
temple. It winds up being an old temple. I thought it was like a fortress or something.
Got it.
And it's probably just like a biblical visual thing. But and then they said that they're basically stripping it for the Kyber crystals.
Yes, now I remember.
Crystals yet again. Now in town, we see the drunk asses from New Hope.
The guys from the bar. That's absolutely what I got on here. See, that was fun. See, like that's the kind of so that's what I want for all of Star Wars. But like, give me like 3 minutes of C-3PO walking by. Like, I don't need him in it.
Right.
Just have him walking by. Like, that's a fun thing to notice, right? And that's the thing that I think people want is they want. I just finished Voyager again for the second time since COVID, and there's enough little things in there that, like, obviously these people aren't necessarily in it because Voyager is far away, but like there's little stuff that like connects it, and that's all I want. Like, I don't need them to be main characters. I like the connections, and that's what makes it fun for me as a fan. So you call it fan service, that's fine, but like it just doesn't have to be as in your face as like our CGI Tarkin was. And that's my point. Like, that was like, I'm focused on this now because I can't stop looking at it.
Right. Like the books that I write, I have moments like that. There'll be a character from someone, and it's just, they're standing in line at the store together at the convenience store, and that's it.
That's what I want. That to me is more than enough. Like the stupidest one, and this is obviously way off of sci-fi. Ray Romano is on King of Queens, and he's like a reoccurring guy who shows up. So he's playing his character from Everybody Loves Raymond in Kevin James's world. So like it's funny, but it's also like cool. It's a good tie-in. It's a CBS tie-in, but I don't need it to be more than that. And I like that exists. Like, that's the kind of stuff to me that
absolutely
does it for me.
I always wondered when I was a kid why, you had all these sitcom families, but they never like hung out or had picnics or whatever. You know what I mean? It just makes sense,
Well, we eventually got that. We got the Archie Bunker and oh Jesus, why can't I think of his name?
Meathead.
Well, when they did the crossover, was it Jeffersons?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to me that's great. I like that. That to me is a fun little like tie-in. That's what I need. Anyways, enough on that tie-in.
No, I love that show. Both shows. Hope. Rebellions are built on hope. They got to keep on saying hope. Then Jin meets a blind Jedi.
The Force is with me. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Chirrut Imwe. This is probably my all-time favorite Star Wars character.
Really?
Dude, yeah.
Okay. You're going to have to tell me more about why.
Well, he stuck out. He's blind, and he's basically, so he's a guardian of the temple.
Right.
And so he's not using a lightsaber, or we don't know if he has one, but he's using basically probably what the Jedi started out as before they had lightsabers.
Right.
And then everything that he does has to be, he's fucking blind.
Right.
But also great actor. And I've watched a bunch of movies when I was a kid about the blind samurai. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, like I always thought that was like the cool. That's why Daredevil is such a great character.
Oh God. By the way, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
They're reshooting like the entire thing.
Could be good thing though.
It's gonna be a good thing because I am apparently it was till episode 4 that you saw Daredevil in a suit. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Like, as much as I enjoy the character himself, like,
dude, if we see Daredevil in a suit in a 23-minute episode of She-Hulk getting banged, by She-Hulk.
I kind of enjoyed that, to be honest.
Right.
Like, I thought that was kind of fun. I really did think that was kind of fun. The whole series itself, I don't want to say that I loved the last episode specifically, but like
last episode.
there was some
I
fun.
like the tone. I like the comedy in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was just like, or not just like, that was very similar to the comic book, and a lot of people didn't like it. So, I don't know why.
I think She-Hulk was more than fine. There was some things that I would change, but anyways,
Yeah.
I if there was a season 2, I'd be excited for it.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Speaking of which, are you watching Loki?
You know,
are you watching Loki?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, the new episode drops tonight, so that's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, I'll be seeing that later. Yeah, that's very well written.
Yeah, I'm struggling with Jonathan Majors a little bit and his stammer, stutter, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he does it particularly. It's Victor Timely. I'm not sure that he does a great job as it, but that's just me. I'm not an actor.
Well, if you notice, as time goes on, the stutter gets less, so he could be putting on an act.
Could be.
So he could actually not be Victor Timely. He could be another King posing.
Another that would be kind of fun. I hope that happens.
And then they find the real Victor Timely.
Yeah. I'm here for this. I like this idea. This is one of the better Victor Timely ideas I've heard.
Yeah. And now there's rumors that Kang might be replaced.
I saw that
by Dr. Doom. But
that's going to be a weird thing to do at this point. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Star Wars.
Anyway, so Jin meets the Guardian, or the Jedi Force user. He's not really a Jedi. He's the Guardian of the temple, but he's a Force user. And Marlette says the strongest stars have hearts of Kyber. Again, another crystal reference. Guardians of the Wills is what they're called. So originally, Star Wars, the story, a long time ago in the crawl, that was written by the Wills.
Okay.
As history. So Guardian of the Wills, so they're starting to incorporate that in, but differently. But I like that reference because they basically put it in the beginning of Star Wars.
Got it.
Time
that makes sense.
When we started watching.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers roll in with the tank. That tank was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And then I'm like, wow, really? We haven't seen a tank? You know what I mean? Other thing,
Once again, all the ships and stuff were cool. They did a great job with all that.
But that's what makes it very World War II-y, instead of countries, you're on planets.
Too many planets, but yeah.
Stormtroopers, tanks,
Right. Yeah, fair.
Let's see. So Jin sees a crying kid in the middle of the firefight, of course. And she has to go save him. Let's see. And then Cassian shoots a guy with the space grenade who falls down and blows up. But then we see an Imperial Walker coming into town. I was like, yeah. There's a lot of things I forgot because I've only seen this movie once before.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in this movie.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
I didn't want to watch it a bunch of times. I didn't want to spoil it.
This is probably my third watching, maybe fourth.
Yeah. Great cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I am with the rebellion. Fucking Darth. And then, so they're in the battle and everything, and she turns around and there's a droid. She fucking shoots him, and it looks just like K2 SO. And he's like, "Did you know that wasn't me?" Because he's right behind him.
I like that.
Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so it was a troopers question the guys. The droid becomes suspect, basically, and they split them up. And just as they're about to, get led away. One of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters stands up and says, "Let them pass in peace," as he walks into the crowd blindly. And dude, I just always loved that image. You know what I mean?
agree.
Of someone just walking out. I grew up with martial arts. I grew up, watching all these samurai and Japanese movies, and and you're just like, and especially, the guy doing it is one of the best. You can't look away. You know what I mean?
It was a powerful scene to me. I thought it was great.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, and then that fight scene is probably one of the most amazing fight scenes in Star Wars ever.
Yeah, overall, yes. I mean, if you're comparing it to like the Ewok battle, yes, it's much better than the Ewok battle.
No!
I hated the Ewok battle. Just thinking about Ewok dying still makes me sad.
Part of the movie there. But let's see. Oh, and one of the most amazing things about the fight scene is that it was low tech.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just straight up.
And he's just, and then so everyone gets captured again. They get overwhelmed by, troopers and everything. And then they're putting hoods on everyone, and they put the hood on the blind guardian. And he's like, "Are you kidding me? I'm blind." Why would anyway? And then Saul walks to Jin saying he can't believe it. So he's surprised to see her, and she basically bitches him out about, "Where'd you go? You left me when I was 16." He explains that he had to, and everyone,
I mean,
daughter of, And then we go to your favorite, Tarkin, looking over the planet, and they're looking to test run the weapon on the Death Star. Galen's message is shared via hologram and gets a heart-to-heart as the Death Star is warming up to fire.
How do you feel about that? Like the first little bit of it. I think it's good.
What of?
Like the starting of the Death Star, we get the first taste of it.
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know, because like in New Hope, we get the let's see if it's gonna do this, and like they fully knew what the hell it was gonna do.
Yeah. Well, they were hoping,
right?
But okay, yeah. So the Death Star super nukes the temple, and then Cassian breaks out of the cells. That explosion was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
when they took
I
out
agree.
the temple,
No, I agree. That was cool.
Jin and crew escape. As Saul says, I will run no longer. And his surroundings, basically crumble to the ground. But that dude, the wall, of earth, very well done, dude. Very eerie,
Yeah, like holy shit, they could do this. Like
yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I really wish, because like obviously we watched these movies to do this, and we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or excuse me, we went 3. We went in order that we were supposed to. But watching this whole story in like timeline order would be way more fun, in my opinion. Like,
for sure.
Like, and because I talked about it a couple of weeks ago whenever we did the last one, and I kind of said like, had you watched 1, 2, 3, we would have never got a 4, 5, 6, right? So like I understand that, but when you watch them in this order, it makes the story fun. Like I feel like you're more invested in it. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Let's see. So they fly out in the nick of time, of course. Very Star Warsy, very Millennium Falcon-y.
Always.
Yeah. Grand Moff Tarkin congratulates and then basically steals control of the Death Star away from Orson Krennic. And I thought that was funny, man. And just because he's a cunt.
Yeah, I agree.
You know. Then there's a rah-rah meeting in the ship, and it turns into a Accusapalooza. Turns into drama. I am the Force. The Force is with me. Like, I'm surprised that didn't take off.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, then we go. No, wait. Which planet? We're going to another planet.
I don't have the additional. I didn't track planets, even though I should have. That would have made it more funny.
Now we go to Edie or EAD 4, and the crew crash lands because that's planet 7,352. By the way, the crew crash lands because everyone's in a shitty pilot apparently in space. Dude, every pilot crashes in Star Wars.
Yeah, well, think about it this way: a lot of drivers are awful, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, how do they get insurance?
I like thinking about the general commercials for space vehicles.
Nice, yeah. Or Geico, and they could have Akbar, you know. Geico.
Don't get with a trap insurance company.
Trap. Don't get caught without insurance. It's a trap. Scott team goes out of the ship. The Guardians mentioned Cassian's blaster rifle was set to sniper configuration because what is he going to, he takes off, and now she's got something in her mind, so she basically follows him. The blind Jedi or the Guardian walks into the storm, and now the droid's the only one left on the ship where everyone is supposed to stay because everyone listens. Of course, a fight ensues. Galen dies. Cassian grabs Jyn as stormtroopers are after. Troopers shot something. Sorry, Imperial takeoff. Something. Imperial's down. Sorry, I couldn't read my writing. D2 shows up at the ship, and they're.
Well, the Imperial takeoff is what I'm assuming you're saying is them leaving.
Yeah. And then D2 shows up at the ship, and then they're rescued. The base blows up behind them. A la Millennium Falcon. And that's what makes it Star Wars. They did it in the right way. It wasn't overly,
movie.
Yeah. Jyn confronts Cassian about going out to kill her father. Dramatic. It doesn't matter. I didn't kill him. So dramatic scene, trying to out victim each other. I was brown. And then.
And you think you've had it tough? You think you've had it tough? Yes, we both have had it tough.
I was born on the 7,846
of this movie.
Yeah. Okay, so the ship then flies to Vader's castle,
which is a cool new add to the universe.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
I agree. You think he vacations there?
Yeah, Darth Anakin is revealed in his Bafta tank. Well, that's his castle. So that's yeah.
Well, I mean, he's on ships, I would assume.
Yeah, but that's
200 days a year. He's probably traveling for work.
His official residence.
Got it. Okay, that's where his mail comes. All right, so we're understood.
Yeah, that's where he's got his cable bill. His Online America account at 14.
You think he's got a landline or what?
Yeah.
Hello, you've reached Darth Vader.
Yeah. You have reached Darth Vader. Oh, wait. Hello?
Vince,
I'm not here right now.
Did you watch Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like the George episode where he makes his voicemail. That's, I believe it or not, Darth is not at home. Like I could totally, totally hear that being. Where could I be on the 7,464th planet of this movie?
Oh, that's funny. This is Darth. See him on Facebook, like, you know.
Back when Facebook had the Brian is blank or whatever it is, Darth is currently killing rebel scum. Oh God.
Darth is right now. Darth is secretly force choking you.
Darth is in with HR.
Again. So Darth Vader makes an on-screen appearance in the first time in, you know, decades.
Yep.
Which was really good. You know, the suit looked great.
Yeah, there was an audible gasp in the theater of excitement when that happened.
For sure. It was palpable. So Vader and director Kramer argue, and eventually Kramer is force choked as Vader says, "Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, director." Yeah, that guy, he's also in the Marvel series with Sam Jackson.
Oh, he's oh God, the green guy. God damn it, yes. The shapeshifter.
Yeah, but he's a English comedian or Australian, something like that. Rebels argue in the war situation or the war room, and they're there to plan the next mission. Jin gives again an inspirational speech. Now, this is what bums me out because she's only did one movie.
Yeah,
like she gave great leadership speeches.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So it'd have been cool to even have like hologram versions or some, you know, some kind of something. But she was really good at that. Probably, you know, better than Leia.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
Ben Mendelsohn is his name.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So the pilots gather to volunteer for her mission, as well as soldiers. Everything I did for the rebellion. The rebels prep for their mission. May the Force be with us. As they name the ship Rogue One. That was cool how they gave it the name in the yeah, I thought that was nice.
I agree.
I thought that was nice. Yeah, like that time in Rogue One when they named the ship there. Dad, I like Darth Vader. You think he's a pervert because he breathes like that?
Yeah, what? I think he is.
Yeah. So they talk about the Jedi friends who fought in the Clone Wars when they're talking to Jimmy Smith's character, Organa. And that was cool. Like that kind of stuff, referencing them. You don't need to see them.
Right.
You know, but everyone's not like, you know, oh, if I could only find the map of Skywalker, you know.
I know.
Makes me want to throw a lightsaber on my shoulder. Not really. But he says he'll send a message. She asks him to trust him. And he says, with his life. Do you trust him? And he's like, with my life. And I always liked Jimmy Smits.
I gushed about him last time we talked about Jimmy Smits.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, it's like, he only had one scene. Like his character would have made sense to like have a couple scenes in there.
I agree.
Because of his history with the rebellion and all that, but it wouldn't have seemed out of place.
Not at all.
You know, Rogue One flies to the Citadel Tower. Cassian and Jin talk to their crew. Jin gives another leadership speech. She's space-splaining.
A little bit, yes.
Troopers go out to inspect the shuttle. They do the uniform switcheroo like they do in all, like, World War II. Knock out a couple of Nazis, take their uniforms, go in, infiltrate. Czechoslovakia? That's like going to Wisconsin. Sorry. I love that movie. Distracted. Basically, they're distracted by the form of authority, and the fighters go out the back door. K2 almost says, I have a bad fit. And they go, no. And they set him up. I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
And then the space binoculars improved. I really like the visual in the space binoculars.
I agree. I actually remember that vividly now that you mention it. I didn't think to mention it, but yeah.
Yeah. Then my favorite character again, Chirrut Imwe, takes out 2 troopers in a fight. Apparently, the Guardians make quick work of immobilizing the stormtroopers as the team infiltrates. Very World War II style. That whole ground stuff was all World War II, like totally. Bombs are going off as Cassian gives the order. A garrison of troops are now sent out. And then the Death Star, Moff is advised of trouble down on the planet underneath them. And then basically he gives an order to make sure Vader's informed. So Vader's, leaving his house.
With dinner on.
Yeah, damn it, the roast is in the oven. The roast was this close. So K2 again uses blunt force trauma to the head. That guy's like, oh, you can't. Boom! Just like shattered his spine, Unbelievable. I really like that droid. I would have to say he's my favorite droid of all time.
Okay.
Sure. Firefight with troopers ensues as the rebels are lit up due to the word of the fight. So they're all pumped and ready to go. And Scarif? They're going to Scarif? I don't know why I wrote that down. Oh, that's why. Because it was C-3PO. And R2-D2 standing in the thing when they're flying off there. Not your favorite cameo?
No. The more I've watched of C-3PO, I hate to say it, the less I like C-3PO. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't love C-3PO as much as I used to. As a kid, I loved him. Now I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I'm a communications droid. Using a dead hand for the scanner, like the other hand.
Yeah.
The right hand. That was pretty funny. So Cassian gains entry. There's your AT-ATs. They show up. And that was cool to see. And the Rebel Force shows up. Admiral Redis appears to kick some ass. So, yeah, Redis is the new... They're trapped.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Shield gate is closed. And now our gang is trapped. That whole part of the story, the space egg, as I call it, looked like an egg. Let's see, do I have it? Of course, it's the only picture that didn't transfer. What a great Donnie Wayne. But yeah, the thing in space.
You think protecting the planet?
Like a sunny side up egg. Like, what was the whole point of that? I thought it looked cool, but so does it block the entire planet? That's
Yeah, the only way you can get in and out is through one point.
Gotcha. Oh, so okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I thought it was maybe just blocking signal, and then it didn't make sense. They had like the force field in the center.
Well, yeah, so that's like their passage point, and you can only get in and out from one spot, so that way you protect anybody else from getting in at any point.
gotcha.
I like the space ramming. The space ramming into ships, that was fun. Like, that was really cool. It makes sense. Like, I'm here for it. Should have happened more often throughout the series. So I'm hoping to see more space ramming as we continue on through the. Yeah.
So Bodhi is chosen to take down the shield gate. Jin gives K2 a gun and one of the best line, like I don't even remember what he said, but that was probably one of the best acted lines in the whole movie. Was from K2, like being, our emotional droid.
Right.
The way he just delivered that, like that meant like so much to him, and we're like, wow, because a lot of times in stuff, droids are just like they have no personality, or they're the Terminator, So
he had a personality, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Unpredictable. I think that's the thing. He was to me, he was a little bit unpredictable, and most droids are like, okay, I'm here, I'm here, like.
And then the X-wing fighters have outdone any other Star Wars formations in this film. It wasn't all the same, it was totally different. Right. Looked great. Again, World War II.
I agree.
AT-ATs are starting to fall. That surprised me how easily they got them to, crash.
Go down. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably all that stuff that they took out of there and put in storage.
I knew I needed this for a day.
Right. Damn it. KT uses a trooper, something, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he gets shot, and he starts taking out. He takes a trooper, and he's using a trooper as the weapon by throwing the trooper's body into the other trooper and killing him, and then he gets that shot down the hallway.
Yep.
That was cool. He died. Oh, he's a valiant droid. Anyway, fantastic cast of actors, of course. Air-ground battle was really
awesome.
They had it in the same frame.
It was awesome.
That was really cool.
That's what I said. I said cool back and forth fight scenes. Like, just the whole thing was.
Yeah.
You felt it, there was a good climax.
Very well edited, right?
Right.
Very well edited.
To me, this is the best climax, and I don't want to say the whole series, but it's pretty good. Like,
and the pacing was great in this movie too.
Right.
And then K2 is taking hits by blasters left and right, and the power goes down. K2 gives final instruction before he locks the vault and dies.
Yeah, I didn't love that. That made me really sad.
Yeah, I wish they would have kept him around, but
Yeah, but I get it too.
Right. Sure. Advanced troopers land. We've never seen those kind of troopers before.
They're a special forces group. Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
Or is it the precursor to the First Order? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't
know. Jin and Cassian. Basically, they have to jump across to the memory bank.
There was a lot. That scene felt like it took forever, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I understand
that was the only scene that could have.
I understand the peril of the situation, right? Like, I comprehend, like, we got to get over here. This is super important. But it was like, okay, I get it. We're going to jump across. It's going to be this back and forth. Like, it's fine. It just felt maybe like 2 minutes. Yeah, like a minute.
Whole set. Yeah.
Maybe it's a minute too long. Maybe. Like, and like realistically, that's not a lot. But when you're sitting there watching it, it's like,
right.
Okay, I felt like that took a bit.
Yeah. So the Guardian walks through the firefight. The blind Guardian, he's got to go and he's got to pull that lever down, which, by the way, is a television switcher from camera A to camera E.
The back and forth.
Mm-hmm. And he just walks through there just by faith in the Force. And Cassian falls after Cassian falls after shootout with Krennic. And then I can't even read that. Oh, my favorite character dies in the arms of the other Guardian. And that Guardian, the other guy with the gun, that's very Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel
a little
Comics. It's I can't remember the character. It's not Bishop, is it? It could be Bishop. But yeah, I thought those two were really cool. They made a cool pairing. Like I would have liked to have seen other adventures. You know, those two could have just like wandered off. You know.
Yeah, it's a new trilogy where the Skywalkers show up.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Yeah. Oh, but you can't see.
Yeah, no, thank you on that one.
Then the general goes, "Give me a Hammerhead Corvette. I've got an idea." And that, so the Guardian dies valiantly. Jin jumps into the exhaust fan system, and that the other Guardian, after like taking out a bunch of dudes, and then is taken out by that powerful space grenade, which was the same thing that the guy had who was shot and fell, and it didn't do as much damage as this,
right?
But hey, and grenades, real grenades, and they blow up. There's no flame. It's just boom, no flame.
I guess I've never thrown or spin around a grenade, so that would check out.
Well, I was a special effects guy, so
you would know better than I.
Just helping you out. They used the Corvette like a tugboat, and that was
That's awesome.
Wow. And then you're right, just like the splintering of material, like as they
that was beautiful.
Absolutely.
It really was. Everything they did about that scene was fantastic.
Yeah. It says Jin tries to send they have to reset the antenna alignment. She tries to send the signal, but they can't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two destroyers collide, and I literally I have it right here, but I stood up and went, "Fuck yeah, dude!" when that happened, because it was my second time seeing this movie, and I really, really like this movie, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely. Jin is caught on the bridge, and then back to her control to send the transmission. Cassian saves the day after Jin tells of her father's revenge. Who are you? Look at my dirty teeth, Bottom. Who are you? I am the daughter of. Gets his revenge. And then Cassian shoots him when he's about to shoot her. The plans are sent and secured. And that is when A New Hope begins right there. Or actually probably in the pre-roll, right?
Yeah, basically.
And then the Rebel Fleet, the Rebel Fleet.
I like Fleet better than
basically comes in from hyperspace. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, the Rebel Fleet sees something coming, and next thing, there's someone coming from hyperspace, and it's the freaking Death Star.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Jin and Cassian give each other the hairy eyeball in the elevator. They had a really good chemistry.
They did.
It was believable.
It wasn't over relationship. It was like,
right.
All right. Two people that are genuinely trying to get the same thing, but a different way about it.
Yeah. In another time, if it wasn't the wall. An injured Krennic looks up to the horizon as he sees the Death Star in the sky like a moon in the daylight. Dude, that was awesome.
It was great.
Right, and before it fires, the Rebel fleet look on as the planet is hit. Before the Rebel fleet jumps to hyperspace, the Admiral states, "Rogue One, may the Force be with you." A few ships jump into Vader's destroyer. That was really cool.
It was great.
I was always like, why don't people use hyperspace as a weapon?
Right.
Cassian and Jin make way to the beach. And he says,
"That was very, very." Do you remember the movie Deep Impact?
Your father would be very proud of you. Do I remember what?
Do you remember the movie Deep Impact, where we got Armageddon and
as the wave of death approaches?
That was so deep impacty, and that's fine. I mean, it makes sense. But I was like sitting there and I watched. I was like, oh man, Deep Impact totally did this first. But yeah, I liked, everything you do has some type of consequence, right? And like obviously they knew that could have been a thing, and to me that was good. It was cool.
Okay, so she looks. What's funny is he looks away and she looks right into the light.
Mm-hmm.
Takes it head on.
What would you do? I don't think I'd look at it at all. I think I'd face the other way.
I don't know. Depends if shit's flying.
No, I'd face the other way. I don't want to look at it. I know I'm going to die already at this point. I don't want to look at it. I just want to look the other way.
I'd probably just like dive into it.
Yeah, and then
last act of defiance.
that would be you. You're right. You would dive into it. I would passively look away, pretending it didn't happen. So yeah.
And then the shock wave takes over the planet.
Boom.
So the rebels make a copy of the Death Star plans. The doors shut, and then
this was the best version of Ragey Darth that I've ever seen. It was so fun.
It was, yeah, absolutely. This is one of the best Darth Vader, apart from the Obi-Wan series.
No, it's Anakin taking over, right? It's like that ragey teenager, like,
right.
You're like killing all of the sand people. Like that's what that was. That was right. That, but like
that was
as Darth, and it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, poor guys on the Rebels. I get it. Sorry.
Well, come on. See what they are wearing. The helmet's alone.
Thoughts and prayers, guys. Thoughts and prayers. So yeah.
Vader makes quick work of slaughtering the guards, the rebel guards. A ship escapes as Vader looks on. Dun, dun. Escape pods are secured, and Princess Leia is handed the plans.
See, that's the kind of CGI I'm cool with. That was relatively quick.
Yeah.
There was not a lot to it. Not a main character. Like, boom, and off. To me, that's all right.
And that they could have even gotten away with her down the hallway going to R2,
Sure.
And then basically what was the question that they asked at the end?
I don't remember.
What is it they'll send us? And she goes, help. Then the ship goes into hyperspace and the Star Wars theme plays. Then it says Gareth Edwards is the shit.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
Yeah, to me, I think it is for sure top 3. I don't know. I'm not going to even try to go back and rank each thing, but it tells a complete story. There's highs and lows. There's lovey interest. There's everything that you kind of are good fight scenes. And there's everything.
Yeah, fight scenes, cool ships.
You're entertained the whole time. There's a couple like low points, but like not even the low points are not long. You need low points to tell a story. So I'm in. I love it.
Right on. So during the holidays we got some interesting stuff coming up. We're gonna cover some fun movies, and then in January, when everyone's locked down freezing their asses off, we're gonna dive into Star Trek, because a lot of people are going to be traveling over the next few months. So shocker.
Yeah, I actually have the fine pleasure of going to New York in a couple of weeks, so I have to go for work for 2 days. So,
Oh, nice. You
the
going
upper
upstate or are you going?
upstate New York in November after Thanksgiving sounds a little scary, but I'm sure I'll be just fine. Going to see some fine folks up there, but I'm a little bit scared of the weather.
As we
I'm
say in Chicago, bring your long johns.
I'm very scared, and that's I don't say that very often. I am absolutely petrified that I'm going to end up getting stuck there because it's going to blizzard, or not be able to even get there because it's going to blizzard. So, and
Nice.
it's in between Rochester and Buffalo, so we're prime snow territory. So we'll see
Nice.
what happens.
It's always best to start worrying 3 weeks before.
I've been worrying for yeah, so there's like 2 weeks ago is when I found out. I was worried immediately about it. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna snow, it's gonna be cold. I don't do well in either one of those things.
Like beginning of October, guys. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay.
But yeah, what a great film. Let's see.
Absolutely.
There he is. This is a cool image.
Great image, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that fight scene, unbelievable.
100% top notch. I love it.
Darth Vader appears, of course. I just want to make sure I get all the yeah. And what I liked about the droid is he was as menacing physically as Darth Vader.
Yeah, I agree.
Physically as
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, maybe Anakin built him too. But
all that well, maybe he did. You're right. He was making his pot roast while he was logged in on AIM chat, and he built another robot.
God damn it. Can I ever finish a puzzle?
Oh my god. What do you think Darth's living room looks like?
Well, it's probably like velvet,
Do you think he's got a water? Oh, he does kind of have a water bed if you think about it in that capacity. He's advanced a tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably has a bass he doesn't play.
Sorry, Darth's got to go to public storage to pick up his tennis racket.
Instead of the talking bass on the wall, he's got the talking, Akbar.
There you go. That's an idea.
Well, it could happen.
Cool.
Anyway, I'm V. That's Brian, and we'll see you next time on Sci-Fi.
See you guys.
Buddy.
Bye.